You didn't just hit me up on MySpace. Oh my God, it was like Baywatch. I want to go on a vacation. I don't care about this stupid ass light strip.
I was kind of delusional.
The truth comes out.
And sleeping on the couch.
Blue balls. I want to hear you say it, men or what?
You are not going to let this go, are you?
Hungry and shaking. Like, I'm so sick. I have body aches. Wet t-shirt.
Whoa. It was my 21st birthday, needless to say. I had drank a few.
Go. There he is. Dance on him.
Well, I remember first time I saw you.
Ooh, digging deep?
Back in the day.
Then you became single, and it was like game on.
I remember one guy was choking the hell out of me. I'm starting to really rethink this podcast.
We said we were going to talk about everything. This is marriage. About to drop a bomb on you.
Welcome to the Wife Approves podcast. I'm Shane.
And I'm Caroline.
Let's go.
Why are you doing that? Oh, I'm like, what are you doing?
This is the closest I've been to you all week. Well, there was a time or two we were a little closer.
You were so extra. Are you scared? I know you don't want to be this close to me.
I normally would not care. Normally would not care at all. I never care about getting sick or like a germ freak necessarily. You, on the other hand, freak out anytime somebody sneezes in the same building as you.
You know why? Because I feel like a shit sandwich right now. I feel horrible. I do not like being sick. You know what I've realized this week being sick?
What?
About to drop a bomb on you.
Here we go. Is it something else I did wrong?
Nobody takes care of mom.
Oh.
I would seriously, you would find me unalived and you would not be able to tell emergency personnel, when was the last time she ate or drank something? I don't know. She's been sick. She's just been in there. Like, it's just difference between men and women, I guess. I'm like checking on you, making sure, do you need soup? Do you need anything? You left me in there to bed rot. And it is, what's today? We're recording this early, so today is Sunday. I've been in the bed since Wednesday night, like taken out.
Yeah.
And I've truly realized, I called Mariko and I was like, dude, like, I realized that no one takes care of mom, like when she's real sick.
I got you if you need anything. I asked you if you need anything when I went to the store.
When? Once on like, yesterday?
No, it was like twice, maybe.
I asked you to get me to-go food like twice, and you forgot.
Okay. Yes and no. Yes.
Sonic, Friday night.
Well, no, I didn't get your text message until I got home. And okay, so let's rewind. Because I didn't get your text message until I got back home. And then I left the house after I came home, after going and sitting at a whole football game by myself to watch our daughter cheer, came back home, did all that. So it's because I'm doing all the other things, but I still left the house to go get you some food that night after coming back home.
Should we bring Macy in here? Because she showed me what you did in the kitchen when you realized you had to go back out.
That was a joke. I was just messing around.
Anyway,
I didn't mind.
No one checks on mom.
And then I still brought you Chick-fil-A yesterday.
Mom takes care of everybody when they're sick. Yeah.
No,
you know why? You know why that I've just now realized that you don't take care of me when I'm sick? Is because usually when we're that sick, we're sick together. It's usually from CES, and we are like have the flu, and we're out together.
Yeah, I'd say the last couple of years, we typically have just gotten sick once a year. It's usually after we go to CES.
Yep.
And both the last 2 years, you've been to CES twice.
Mm-hmm.
And CES is a big tech conference in Las Vegas, for those that don't know. And she's gone with me the last 2 years. And yeah, both times you got sick first.
Yep.
And then you gave it to me within like a day or so afterwards.
Yes.
That's really about the only time we get sick. So yeah, we have been sick together.
Wait.
But this time I have been just trying to avoid you like the plague. I'm not going to lie.
The truth comes out.
I mean, I normally would not care. I'd come in there. I have not. It sucks, kind of. I haven't even slept in the bed. I've been sleeping on the couch.
Slept with me Wednesday night, which is probably the worst night to sleep in there.
And the reason is this time I care because I've got a big trip coming up in like very soon. going all the way to Germany. And the last thing I want to do is be on that long flight feeling like you do right now. So I've really been trying hard not to get sick. Normally, I just don't care. I'm like, whatever. If I get sick, I get sick. But this time, that would really suck. And I kind of assumed I'm going to get sick when I go. Because
You're going to get something
Those
there.
big trade shows, it's like, I mean, if it's anything like CES, it's, it's inevitable.
So you can't blame me because you're going to get the IFA flu.
Yeah.
Regardless.
I don't know if that's a thing. Let's say I'm drinking my emergency here.
Yeah, why though? Because I reminded you.
Because you reminded me too. You know what it is? Well, one, I've been working like crazy just trying to get ready for this big trip and trying to do all the things. And then also like practices and stuff like that. I've got to, take over and dinner and, whatever. You hadn't been able to do anything. So there's that. But really just women, you guys are just more nurturing. That's just in your nature, generally speaking, I guess. But men...
I want to hear you say it. Men are what?
It's not that we don't care. We're just not as good about, I hate to say this, not to like throw all the men under the bus, but we're just honestly not as good at putting other people first.
So what's the word for that? Men are...
I'm not going to say it.
Selfish.
I'm not going to say it. No, that's not...
Welcome to this week's episode of Marriage Counseling 101.
Yeah, right.
Because we haven't talked this week again.
Yeah, we really have not talked much. Well, you've been sick as hell. So
Macy gave it to me, and I don't know how you haven't caught it from her. It's literally, I was at work Wednesday sneezing like crazy. Like every 5 minutes. I had no other symptoms, felt great. David and I went to lunch. He was in my car, sneezing like a son of a gun. Of course, covering my mouth, whatever. But I was sneezing a lot. And he was like, you were really sneezing a lot. Felt fine. That's how Macy started. And then that night, my throat started feeling a little stressed. And I was like, and I texted her. And I was like, were you sneezing? And your throat started to feel funny? And she was like, yep. And then it was on.
Yeah. I'll probably start sneezing
symptoms.
as soon as I get on that plane.
Well, I won't feel bad for you.
Oh, that's messed up. Why not? I haven't been cold to you. I went and got you food. I brought you food yesterday.
I had to ask, like, hungry and shaking. Like, I'm so sick. I have body aches.
So there's the other side of it, too. They always say, everybody says that men, when they get sick, are like
Y'all
big
are.
babies. No, not in our relationship. It is hands down.
No, you
the other
are.
way. The other way around. Absolutely not.
You are a baby.
I'm like, shit, this sucks. Yeah, I'm just gonna the worst part about being sick for me is that I can't do anything. I hate it. Like I think this is a weird thing. For me, sometimes, I mean, if I feel absolutely horrible, like really bad, obviously that's not good. But there's some part in my brain when I get sick that feels a little relief. That's how crazy my brain is sometimes, because I'm like, okay, now I have 100% excuse to just sit on my ass and not do anything. Like it's so hard.
So you need an excuse to relax.
It's so hard for me to relax.
That's weird.
I know. That's why I said that. Yeah. But I'm just like, go. I got to be working on
something. Slow that brain down, dude.
Yeah, I know. But there's always so many things to do.
That creeps me out a little bit that you need an excuse to relax. I hope everybody can't hear me mouth breathing. Like my ears are cracking. I'm probably like, that's what's going to sound like when you edit it.
Sound like Darth Vader over there.
Yeah, whatever. I do. I just thought about that because it's like really close. And I'm like,
yeah, it might be pretty bad. Yeah, sorry everybody for Caroline's mouth breathing today. But yeah, we're recording this episode actually early because of this trip. So I'm going to IFA, which is, like we already said, a big tech trade show. By the time this podcast actually comes out, I will be basically like on the way home. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's my first time going out there. It's in Berlin, Germany. And I lived in Germany for a few years, but I was so young, I don't really remember anything. I remember like little tiny bits and pieces. But yeah, I have not flown that far since I was like 5 years old. So, kind of nervous. I don't really like flying that much. I'm not that bad about it. as you, like, you hate flying. I don't enjoy it, but
well, I mean, the news, like, you know, I've just not told, just don't even look at the news.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to know about anything.
Like, that makes it, you know, worse, as typically commercials fairly safe usually, and I think the commercial airlines have had a lot of really scary issues. So.
Okay, well, we're gonna move on. I don't want to hear about those. We could talk about that maybe next week once I'm back. I don't want to think about it. You okay over there? Need a cough?
I already did. Like, don't breathe. You're gonna get it, Frico.
Oh my God! All for the podcast.
Look, I'm not gonna be room service and soup. I'll tell you that.
Look, another thing too, to the point of women being nurturing and all that stuff. To be clear, I don't ask for any of that. So, like, I'm not laying up in the bed. I'm not saying I don't appreciate it. I absolutely do. You know, but like the whole women. You don't even
have to ask. You just lay there. And you're just like,
I know.
Oh, you're so sweet. Oh, your medicine's by the table with fresh water and your soup, and it's no freaking wonder you feel relief when you get sick. You just like it's like the queen waiting on the king in your castle with your food delivery service, and
no, it doesn't.
No wonder
it doesn't. Have
and so now
you
know why I don't want to get sick. That's exactly why. I swear, you're gonna think I'm lying. Yesterday, I was in my feelings about no one taking care of Mom. Like, when you forgot my food, it was like I just wanted a hot meal, like, okay. And so where'd I go? I had to do something. I don't remember, but I called Mariko to vent, and she was like, "Oh, I know. I mean, I get it totally."
Y'all just man bashing?
No, we didn't. But she's like, in the same boat, boo. So I was just thinking, that's like one of the main reasons, not the main, but it definitely like played a part in my decision making why we didn't have more kids too. Is because you were the worst baby daddy, like taking care of me, like pregnant. Like you are the best baby daddy, like once she was born, like hands down.
You're going to have to clarify that for the people. Yeah. That sounded horrible.
Okay. You were, while I was pregnant, the worst baby dad.
So when you were
taking
pregnant,
care of me, let me finish.
I know, but when you were pregnant, I wasn't a baby's dad. I was the husband or whatever of a pregnant woman, but I ain't had no babies yet. So you got
First of all, we weren't married. You were my
married.
Boyfriend. Oh, no, excuse me, my fiance. We were engaged.
No, we weren't.
We weren't?
No. We did it backwards.
Okay. All right. Whatever. I don't care what you want to call it. You were the worst pregnant girl's boyfriend ever. Like, I worked on my feet, would not rub my back, would not rub my foot, would not, like, if I had a craving, would not get up, make it for me, would not go get it, did not have 1 ounce of sympathy for me at all. Like, and I'm not a needy woman, okay? But you were so cold. Like, did not feel bad for me. Even when I was big, I remember waddling around a Gamecock football game, just like dying, walking around those circles to get to the top, like with Kobe and my brother and you. And I mean, there was just no sympathy. So that played a big part in why we didn't have more kids. I didn't want any more, but that definitely had something to do with it, because I was like, that's like a year. Like, I wanted to smother him with my pillow.
I think you're making excuses. I don't think there's
that. I swear to hand on Bible, that really played a part in my decision.
I'm starting to really rethink this podcast, because you are making me sound awful. We're going to have to do a whole episode where you talk about all the things you love about me.
Oh, I can do that. I can do that too. I'm just saying, being sick this week, I had those thoughts. I was like, no one takes care of Mom. And it's not just you, Kobe, Macy. No one takes care of Mom. The only people that give a crap, or they're not people, were the dogs. They wondered where Mom was. If they had thumbs, they would have brought me soup. I'm just saying.
Oh my gosh. I don't know.
But I had that thought. I thought it was so funny yesterday on the porch. I was like emotional. I was like, no one takes care of Mom when she's sick. And then I was like, and you know what? That's exactly why I didn't have more babies with him.
I think if this past week wasn't like so crazy and me trying to, and that's another thing, like you help out a lot with the business and stuff too, kind of on the back end. And so like you being out and then going to IFA and all this stuff, there's just been so much work on top of it, that I've been like just focusing. I mean, I've been working like on, the YouTube channel and, the whole plans for IFA and sponsorships and all that kind of stuff, like all day into the night, pretty much every single night. So
I
that's like part
did
of it.
do some business, and it
You did,
worried
yeah,
me
you did
because I
some
was
emails
like
and
not
stuff.
feeling good. I'm foggy right now.
Yeah.
So if anything goes wrong with that deal, it's my fault.
Yeah, but no, I mean, yeah, you did make me just sound terrible right there. But it is.
No, I mean, this is like we said we were going to talk about everything. This is
Yeah.
marriage. This is relationships.
Yeah.
This is just, it just
Well-
is what it is. It's men versus women. And I know it's not, I know it doesn't go across the board because like my dad is complete opposite. My dad he can nurture if he wants to.
You think so? Really?
Yes. My dad would rub Donna's feet for no reason. Do you remember that? Like he didn't care who was over. He would just rub her feet. And that was like the sweetest thing. If she is sick, he is making sure she eats breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Even if she doesn't want it, he would ask.
Yeah. Well,
He's more of a nurturer. I don't know.
I think generally speaking, though,
Yeah.
most men,
you're
it's
right.
not. It's just not.
It's not in your nature.
It's not a natural.
Oops.
It's not as natural. You know what I mean?
Wet t-shirt.
Whoa.
It's black.
What are you talking about? You spilling water on yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. You gotta clarify for the people just listening. Now they might come tune in.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's it's good feedback, I guess.
I'll still take care of you.
It's something. Well, thank you. It's something that I try. Like we can all improve on stuff, obviously. So I'll try to do better about that. When you get sick or
Aww.
it's
Look, it really is like counseling.
it's like therapy. Yeah. No, I mean, I really do have to, because I get so wrapped up in my own things and the stuff that I'm doing and everything, like, that it takes kind of more of a conscious effort I want to think about other people and I want to do things for everybody. I don't want to be selfish or anything like that. So it's just more of a conscious effort. And I do think that a lot of men are kind of generally like that. It's not as natural to just be like, so, some are better than others at it, but, yeah. Well, before you got sick, you had some fun. You had a girls' night.
Yes, it was so fun.
So tell us about your girls' night.
We went to Bingo Loco. If you have not gone, please go. I was very nervous about it. I've had some extracurricular activity fails, like being the person to book it, never going, just looking at the event on whatever it's on. And you get in there and it sucks or whatever. And it's bingo, for goodness sake.
Yeah.
I didn't research it too much. I just bought the tickets and I was like, I just want something to do that's fun. I just want to go do something. I'm not like a super big drinker. And if I am drinking, I'd like to be doing something. It just gets, and he'll agree with me, maybe it's our age. It's just like super boring to just sit around slamming drinks. I don't like to be sick. I don't like to not feel good. I do not like to be hungover.
Yeah.
So I don't drink very much. Anyway, book it. It is so much fun. I don't want to like ruin it. I took Amanda and Lauren, two of my best friends, with me. The looks on their faces, they were just laughing all night. I mean, we all were, and they both are raising like teenagers. We all needed those laughs, but especially them. I'm a few years ahead of them,
In terms of kids.
Yeah, in terms of
not
kids.
age.
Yeah, in terms of kids, of course I've got Macy coming up through the ropes, so we'll see. But anyway, just see the look on their faces, and
So
it's
explain
so fun.
what it is.
I just want people to go. I don't know. It's just bingo.
Well, so you asked me about it initially if I wanted to go, and I was like, it sounds kind of like maybe a good girls' night thing.
Yeah.
And
We were talking that night about if the guys would have liked it. Like
I
we
don't
kept
think
talking
so.
about it.
there was like maybe one or two of them. Like some of our friends and stuff probably would have a few of them, but I know you were sending me videos and stuff that night. What it looked like, if you imagine like a rave mixed in with bingo.
Yeah,
which is
that's like what it was.
The hardest thing to picture, but I think they had like a DJ and there's like light strip,
MC, DJ,
glow sticks and
oh, I should have brought it.
And all kinds of stuff like and bingo. And you were sending me videos, and mind you, at the time when I got the videos, I was sitting on my back porch. I might have like had a beer, or maybe I just got like my first whiskey, lit a cigar.
You holding Aaliyah? You sent me,
No.
yeah, you sent me a picture of you
Man,
holding
that was
her.
earlier in the day. I wasn't like holding her, lighting, smoking a
No,
cigar,
not
drinking
then.
whiskey.
I just thought you were holding her when you were getting my videos because you sent me one of y'all.
So I think I just lit a cigar sitting on the back porch, which is like we redid our back porch a little while ago, screened in back porch. I don't know. It's like my happy place. And like I said, I've been working a whole lot. So this was last weekend at the time of this recording. And I was just like in my happy place. That's one reason I kind of got into smoking cigars, is because it's one of the only ways I've found that I can kind of force myself to relax, because it takes about an hour, or so to get through one. And, when you're doing that, you really just can't do anything else. That's like been one of the biggest benefits for me, because it kind of forces me to just sit there for an hour.
That's your excuse.
What do you mean?
Cigar is your excuse to relax?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, basically, because otherwise I want to get up and I get distracted. I want to do something or
Fiddle.
fix something or whatever. Tinker, fiddle.
Fiddling.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah. So I'm sitting there relaxing, and I'm just in my happy place. Then a couple of the guys started coming over, and we were lighting cigars and just chilling. And I was thinking, oh, man, I'm glad. I think I made the right decision, because it was a great time just chilling with the boys. And sometimes they go home early, when we do that. But that night we ended up hanging out. They were there the whole time y'all were out, and we went out and they wanted to check out the new garage. Some of them hadn't seen it. So we ended up going out there and chilling in the garage. And they were like, a couple of them were like fascinated with the 3D printer. So
it is fascinating if you don't know what it is. I think it really took me a long time to understand how they worked, what it was. It was really weird. Yeah,
we did. So I was showing them the 3D printer. They were asking all kinds of questions about it. And they were like, wait, so you can print like just anything out of nothing? I mean, it's kind of crazy.
It is.
If you're not familiar with it already. I was like, yeah. One of my buddies is into golf, and so he said, like, you can print a golf tee, and I just pulled it up on my phone, printed a little golf tee right there while we were sitting there drinking, and I just used like some really basic filament. That's what makes what the plastic stuff is made out of that you print. And he took it golfing, and he said it lasted one swing, his little golf tee, which I kind of figured it wouldn't last very long.
Yeah, no, not
you
when you're hitting it
can,
with
but
a
you
club.
can use like different kind of filament, which I'm still learning a lot of this myself. But you can get different filament that's a lot stronger and stuff like that. But
did I send you the naughty video from Bingo Loco or no?
No, but one of the other guys' wives did, I think. I heard about it.
Blew my freaking mind. So I was so scared I would win. I'm sorry, I'm so congested. I'm like trying not to sound disgusting on the microphone. I was talking to Lauren and man, I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna call it. Like, because they're like, if you're shy, do not call bingo. And I'm like thinking like, I don't think I could do it. I had no idea what to expect. I don't want to ruin it. And I just saw they were in Charlotte. So like they go all over the country. Mm-hmm. The best $45 I ever spent. I've never laughed so hard. Stupid prizes, except for the main prize was a trip for two to Vegas. And a guy won it. He'd never been to Vegas. I thought that was really cool. But there was like, what is that drink everybody likes? And it's in a box. Beatbox was there, reps. It was at the Senate, which is like a place where they have concerts and stuff in Columbia, South Carolina. We went to dinner. We went to bingo.
Yeah, it sounds like you had a great time.
It was, and Amanda and Lauren were like, you did good. Caroline did good. You did good this time, I was like, thank gosh,
Well, it sounds like you had a good time. That's good. I'm just saying when I looked at the videos, I thought for me, not my cup of tea. I'm glad I'm here with my cigar. And it
would be a fun icebreaker for a bachelorette party.
Yeah,
I would say, and you had to be 21 to go. And it was a good range of ages. I'd say it started like 21, definitely a lot of young people there, all the way up. There was like someone like 75-year-old there. There were so many, just watching like this old man was there dancing, having like the time of his life. Saw several older folks and it was awesome. It was just a plethora of age ranges. And I want to do this so bad. I might do this in Vegas and just embarrass the holy hell out of you. But there was a group of girls dressed up as old ladies, you know, with like the gowns and the glasses and
that's funny.
whatever. It was so funny. It was such a good time. So if you have not been to Bingo Loco, you should go at least once. I don't know if I would like do it over and over.
Unless you prefer sitting on the back porch with a cigar and whiskey, then do that instead.
Yeah, whatever. It was
What's
fun.
funny is
Bruce would have loved it.
some of our friends would have liked it. To me, but what's
Crowds
fun?
aren't your thing.
What's fun? Their crowds are not my thing. But what's funny is, like, people don't know this, but back in the day, I don't know how much I want to say.
Ooh,
Back
are
in
we
the-
digging deep?
Back in the day, like, I was all about that kind of stuff. Like,
What stuff?
I used to go to raves,
Mm.
and I was big into like raves for a little while.
Ooh, maybe
and
we can find a
I was
passy pick.
No, let's not go that far. I was big into. I mean, I just like to party. I partied a lot back in the day.
That's what's wrong with you.
But now, it could be. But nowadays, man, I just like to chill a little bit more. Stay away from crowds. Stay away from drama. Take it easy.
Yeah.
You know. We got some questions. You want to go and actually, let's go ahead and before we get to questions, let's go to our sponsor real quick, Aqara. Once again, sponsoring the podcast. Thanks to Aqara. We've talked about them before. We'll talk about them some more. They make all kinds of great smart home products. Even if you're just beginning or very advanced and already have a smart home setup, either way, Aqara is the go-to for me for most things. I've actually set up many smart homes from scratch. Friends, neighbors, parents, my grandpa. And I always use Aqara stuff when I'm doing that because I think they're just the best, most reliable,
Affordable.
probably most affordable when you're just getting started. And they've got everything from cameras to sensors, video doorbells, pretty much anything you can think of. Ceiling lights, light strips. We have had some discount codes for their cameras, the ceiling light, which is a really cool ceiling light, light strips, and the doorbell camera. I'm not sure because we're filming this early if those are the same discounts we'll have, but we'll put the discount codes that we have available down in the description below and check them out. Their outdoor camera G5 Pro is probably one of, if not the best camera in my opinion with the native HomeKit secure video support. You may not know what that means, but if you know what it means, you know what it means. It's a good camera.
Aren't they I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. If I'm not, you're gonna have to clip it. Aren't they coming out with some kind of like touch screen?
They are, yes, and you can say it.
I
thankfully, because I do not want to have to do any
Editing.
extra editing on this. Yeah, they have. They showed it off at CES, and it's already available. Actually, I think a version of it, or maybe more, is available in Europe and other parts of the world. They just haven't released it in the U.S.
What is
yet.
it exactly?
It's it's essentially just like a touch panel display, like a smart home hub display. We're seeing more and more companies kind of doing that, like releasing these types of products, and there's been rumors, and we're waiting on Apple to release something like that where we can.
We're on like year 3 of waiting on that, right?
Yeah, it's been a while, but there's a number of companies that kind of have these, and they typically work. Exclusively like within that company's ecosystem. The good thing about the Aqara one, and maybe some others now that are coming out, is that you can pull in like other Matter devices, so you can use other smart home products. That's what I want, is something like a touch panel. We use the wall-mounted iPad, but same kind of concept. Something like that would be perfect for our friends who I just installed that security system, did that whole video. And I created, they have a bunch of cameras, a bunch of sensors, basically the whole security system that I set up over there with the Aqara stuff. And I have like some hidden buttons that she can use to turn on and off the alarm and stuff like that. But to be able to mount one of those little wall display panels, maybe near the front door, maybe near the kitchen or something, would be awesome.
For guests or kids.
Yeah, well, you could pull up all your cameras on there. If somebody rings the doorbell, she's got the Aqara doorbell that will pop up on there. You can arm the security system from there.
Didn't it have? Was that a camera Yeah, never mind. I was going to say, remember the package theft detection? Was
Yeah,
that with that thing, or was that a camera?
That was the G5 Pro camera that I was just talking about. Yeah, that thing has tons of features. And like I said, for beginners, it's great, but it's also great for advanced users because you could do a bunch of stuff with that. Like you can also record locally to your NAS if you have one of those. It supports RTSP streaming now, OnVis support. So a bunch of words you probably aren't tracking, but
I'm tracking. I just might not know exactly what they are. So
I didn't know you knew what OnVis support was.
yeah. I've seen that word.
You lying straight through your
So
teeth.
in a
Anyways,
nutshell, Aqara is wife approved.
yeah. Well, thanks again to Aqara for sponsoring this channel. We could talk about Aqara all day because I've been using them forever. But check out the links down below in the description and discount codes that we have from Aqara. So let's get into some questions. I got some questions here, and I should have mentioned this at the beginning of the podcast, but a little update. We now have a way for you to submit questions anonymously. I told you that, right? This week? Yeah. So you can now go to the website. Again, I'll put a link down in the description or in the show notes for that. If you want to submit a question anonymously, you can also DM us or something like that on our Instagram post. But this way you can ask our opinions or thoughts or whatever on anything and not have to worry about, your spouse or your friends or whoever knowing that you're talking about
Or us
them.
knowing it's you.
Yeah,
They're probably like, is it really anonymous? It really is.
Oh yeah.
I've been reading through them and like laughing. It's so funny. As soon as you put an anonymous box, then the questions start rolling in, baby.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, we've got a few of them. It'll be interesting to see. I'm really curious to see if we're gonna have people like talking shit about their coworkers or their husbands or question that'd be interesting to see. What people.
I know there's gonna be some nasty shit to come through.
Crazy.
I'm not looking forward to
Yeah,
that.
probably because it's anonymous. Anyways, we got a couple of them that aren't awful. So let's go ahead. This is kind of a two-part question. Give us more insight about your union. We heard that Caroline was waitressing early in her career. How did you guys meet? What was Shane doing for a job? And then they asked Shane, how did you recognize the need to start a YouTube channel? Did you see a gap that you could fill? So we'll start with the first part. You want to start how we met and how we got together?
I'm foggy, and I've been thinking about it because I saw this question. But just before I start, I couldn't remember which one was the first time we met. Was it at the bar or was it at your house?
It was at the bar.
Yeah, so my best friend Mariko, y'all are gonna hear about her a lot. Hopefully one day she might come on here. But my best friend since I was like 13 years old was dating his brother. She did not like your girlfriend. And your brother did not like your girlfriend. I think she was maybe not nice. I don't know. I don't want to. Whatever.
Yeah, we won't talk bad about anybody, but
no, but they were dating. So his brother and my best friend were dating, and they were adamant that I meet you. Adamant. Drove me nuts. Both
so this
of
is
them.
like your side of it.
Yeah, this is yours. This is, you can tell your side because you probably have a different perspective. But they would come to my apartment and they talked about you like you were some just, I don't know. They just talked you way up, whatever.
Were they wrong?
Well, if you would have asked me, this is too long to go into. But anyway, so we were out, me, his brother, and Mariko were out together. I think it was your 21st birthday. There is a place in Columbia, South Carolina, near USC campus called 5 Points. That is where like everybody goes to drink and hang out. We were there together, me, Mariko, and his brother, and probably some other people. I just can't remember because it's been 100 years ago. If you would have asked me, I could have even probably told people what you were wearing, but I can't remember anymore. So anyway,
I can remember what you were wearing.
I found the picture of that night. I have a picture from that night. Maybe I found it specifically because of this question, but
maybe we'll put it in the video version.
Yeah, you were out with your friends, I guess. I don't even really know what was going on. I'm sure you were communicating with your brother. I'm hanging out, having a good time at Poorhouse was the name of the bar. Next thing I know, you apparently walk in. So Mariko spots you or your brother, and Mariko was like, "Go, there he is. Dance on him." And I was like, "No, like I'm not dancing on him. Like he has a girlfriend. I don't know him. I'm not doing that."
You're giving a very detailed version of this story.
I know. So anyway, you walk in. I don't know what happens. You come, I guess, to say hello. And next thing I know, like Mariko shoves me into you. I remember being like shoved into you. I don't know if I danced on you or not. Did I? I don't know if I did.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, I don't remember. But you got to understand, like, she had talked about y'all so much. Like, we worked together. She had a little photo album. I guess she had, like, went on vacation and met y'all.
Yeah, that's funny. I actually met her. So that's what's funny is I was thinking about this. We both have known Mariko longer than we've known each other, essentially. Yeah, so the short version is we met through basically my brother and her best friend who were dating at the time. And yeah, I met her. The first time I met her was down in Florida. I was on vacation. I was like on spring break in college down in Florida. I met her, which was your best friend. And my brother met her at the same time. And then they kind of started dating. They went down there, I guess, to travel or hang out with some friends, like mutual friends or something like that at the same time. So anyways, yeah.
I did not go on that trip.
Yeah, I didn't meet you until, probably, I don't know how long it was after that, months or something like that. And yeah, I had a girlfriend. It was my 21st birthday, first time we met. We were out at the bars. I had a girlfriend for like 4 years, just about at the time, but we were kind of on the outs and just, wasn't working out, I guess. And that relationship ended. So nothing happened between me and you, during that time.
I didn't roll that way.
Yeah. And then our relationship ended like literally
actually, didn't she leave you at the bar that night?
It was exactly a month. Yeah. We weren't very happy. It didn't. She did. She left him at the bar.
She left him at the bar.
But yeah, so she wasn't with me the rest of that night. But we broke up. I remember literally a month later, exactly a month later from my 21st birthday. And then, of course, at that point, I was like, all right, well, it's game on. And I was a different person back then.
Do you remember what happened on your birthday night? After that point?
Not much. It was my 21st birthday, needless to say. I had drank a few.
You don't remember it all? The house we went back to?
Yeah.
Big group of us?
I remember that. And then I got so drunk that I don't know if I threw up there or if it was later.
Ooh, but you threw up?
I don't know. I think so.
Your breath stunk.
I think so. Damn, man.
I'm just kidding.
You're so mean.
Your face.
I think I did. Somebody gave me a shot at Evan Williams.
Oh.
Yeah. And that was it. It was an immediate trigger reaction. I was like, oh, nope, too much.
You came with Justin, I remember, because I remember the car he was in.
Yeah. Well, I remember first time I saw you was in that bar. And
what'd you think?
I was impressed. Blonde hair, tiny pink. I think you were like a hot pink halter top. Is it called a halter top?
Look at you. Yeah.
See, I remember these things. So I'm not that bad.
I bet you did. I mean, Mariko basically Jadavion clowning
nobody was doing that to me. I mean, nobody. Oh, well, I see what you're saying.
She shoved
But nobody
me.
was talking me up like they did you. Like I didn't really know that much about you or anything. Really,
they weren't doing that to you.
They probably mentioned you, but not like
they
did
were
to me.
relentless.
I don't really remember all that.
I remember getting annoyed with him. Like, I'm sure he's wonderful. Like, leave. They were forcing it, both of them.
So that's the first time we met. I think I reached out to you either on MySpace or Facebook or something, like once I was single and stuff. And because I had just come off of a long relationship and you were actually like coming off of like, you had Kobe was what, like 1 or maybe 2, probably not even 2, was he?
I don't remember the year I met you. What year did you turn 21?
2002, 2 or 3. Don't make me do math right now.
Yeah, it just depends. He was born in 2004, so that's not right. You didn't.
Oh no, sorry. It would have been 06 or 07. Yeah, sorry, I'm not that old. But anyways, yeah. So you were kind of coming off of that.
But that's not how we hung out for the second time. Do you not remember? You didn't just hit me up on MySpace.
Oh, somebody brought you to my house?
Forced me out of the bed, sick as a dog. I couldn't even speak. my lymph node I remember my neck. I remember like holding it. I remember being at your house like holding my neck, like it hurt to talk. Again, you were single, and it was like, we've gotta go.
I was probably trying hard then,
driving me crazy. Well, we had never really spoken much other than like your birthday, and you were really drunk, and I wasn't like interested, at all. Like I'd had to look at your picture. She had like a whole photo album. Which one, if you had to pick, which one would you say is hot? And I was like, none of them. Like, no, I was just like over it. So she was like hammering me at work, and then they were hammering me together. And then they shoved me into you. Okay. And then you became single, and it was like game on. It was like, I remember I think I was sick, home alone. They're like, come on, you'll feel better. It was like around my birthday. It was July. My birthday is, the 10th. So if y'all broke up around early July, it was around my birthday.
4th,
and I remember I was sick.
Day.
Oh my God. I bet you were playing INDEP. Anyway. And I went, and I remember I didn't want to go, and I went, and I sat on your couch, and then it was like instant game spitting. You were just
I was trying hard, huh?
really, really hard.
I
And
must
like
have
I
said the
remember I
right
couldn't
things.
say much, and I was like, you made me laugh, I think, more than anything. I remember like holding my neck, like I was so sick. And then we left that night, and then you hit me up.
The rest is, and then so then I hit you up on Facebook or MySpace.
Yeah, I don't know if you would have hit me up. I don't know if you would have hit me up if
you didn't come, if they didn't bring you over.
They didn't bring me over there.
Maybe.
I didn't hit you up.
So because, and back to the point, because we both had she was kind of coming off of all the stuff with her, her son's dad and everything. And we both didn't really want anything like too serious, because I had just come out of a long relationship too. We kept it pretty casual for a couple years, and we didn't, we didn't put labels on it, I guess, but we kind of did our own thing. We hung out a lot, and
for years.
About 2 years.
You made me so mad. We'll have to go into that on another episode.
Yeah, I mean, different person there, but it was during that time that I realized how much I really liked you, because, there were other girls around and stuff. I was in college. Yeah, that whole that was my senior year of college. So obviously, I'm having a good time. You're having a good time, but you're also, raising a kid and stuff. So you're doing things a little bit differently. But it was you. I just eventually realized it was you. I just always wanted to hang out with. And here we are.
You fought it, though.
I fought it, yeah.
Until I flipped the game on you.
Yeah. I was burnt a little bit, Women had burnt me.
Yeah, I know.
Bit.
I paid the price for that, too. That's so annoying. Anyway.
Well,
that's a whole nother episode.
That's kind of how it goes. But yeah, enough therapy for today. Let's see.
So that is how we met.
That's how we met. Yep.
And how old were we?
a bar.
So you were 21.
I was 21.
I was 18. Might be 19.
Oh, yeah. You turned 19, I guess, a month later. Yeah. From the first time we met.
Yeah.
We didn't start like hanging out
until a month later.
You were 19 probably by then. Okay.
That's wild to think about, babe. We were just little kids.
Yeah. Oh, and the question, they asked about, we heard Caroline was waitressing. So you were still waitressing then. You worked at Hooters.
Yep.
And I remember I was like, I don't think I can date anybody from Hooters.
Your ex-girlfriend worked at frickin' Hooters.
Not when we started dating, though.
Everybody blows Hooters up like it's some big scandalous thing.
That's probably why. That's probably why I said that, because it's probably why I didn't want to date nobody from Hooters. But anyways,
yeah, I worked there. I think I was in school at the same time.
Yeah, you started doing school. I think you started doing school right after we met.
I did whenever Mariko started hair school.
I remember I always really like respected you. I also didn't think I wanted to be with a woman with a kid, if I'm just being honest. But I remember that was one thing that, like, you were a couple years younger than me, but I always, I just watched the way you parented. You didn't really have any help from anybody, family or anything, in terms of like getting your shit together, school, paying bills, all that. And I think I like really had a lot of respect for that. And I noticed that. And I saw that you were like doing the that's how I saw your maturity, even though you're only 19.
Yeah, because you only saw me when I had a babysitter, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah, I mean, at first, yeah, we
Like,
had a good
letting
time.
my hair down.
But I saw your maturity through all that. I was like, man, she's taking care of business, and I respect that. I like that.
Yeah, I was young doing that too. If you think about it, like,
Yep.
really young, doing all of it,
Yeah, I know
all alone,
I know
no
that.
financial help
No support.
at all. Like, my dad and Donna would babysit Kobe early on, for me. Like, they were active when he was young, but like financial support was zero. Other than like he paid my phone bill when I was pregnant. He bought my first car, but then that was like it.
Your dad.
Yeah, I mean, I just remember like there was no safety net. You had a completely different upbringing than me. I think you always had that, safety net, like our kids.
Yeah.
Have.
Yep. And at the time, they said, what was Shane doing for his job at the time? Well, I was in college.
Lifeguarding.
When we met, and I was lifeguarding for work. And I think actually when we first met, I had a job for a company that did basically they did construction projects, but they also did landscape design. And
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. And for me, it was great. I mean, I probably got paid like $8-9 an hour maybe, or something like that, maybe 10. I don't remember. But I got to go in and sit at a computer and work on Photoshop the whole time. I was just like part-time, but I was basically doing these Photoshop designs for the landscape company, which was awesome. We would essentially take a photo for AI and all this stuff, but take a photo of the person's backyard, and then I would superimpose all the plants and everything, and the whole landscape design, any retaining walls, all that kind of stuff. What's funny about that?
Because I remember laying in your bed watching you do it.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, I did it at the office.
Well, you were doing something from home.
Maybe I did some from home, but
Yeah,
I went into the office to do that, and to me, that was the first time, even though I wasn't getting paid much, it was like, holy shit, this is amazing. Like, I'm getting paid to use Photoshop. I love this. It was so cool. Like, it was great, And yeah, so I did that for a little while, and eventually that company closed down. I was still in college, and then I lifeguarded I lifeguarded all through basically high school, through college for extra money, and then I was working at a community center, and I lifeguarded there as indoors, so I could do it year round. Kind of just stuck to it and worked my way up and became the aquatics and recreation director for the community center. I did that for years, a few years, and I was there when we bought our first house.
Can y'all imagine that hair on a lifeguard stand?
The long
oh my
curly
God,
hair.
it was like Baywatch.
Oh yeah, I loved it, man. Lifeguarding was great. When you're young,
Coming to your rescue.
Yeah,
How many people did you have fake drown?
I definitely had some like really drowned. Not like
No,
not
I'm
like
not talking about
CPR.
really. I'm talking about like, did you have any girls fake?
No. I don't think I ever had to rescue or jump in for any females. It was either kids or big old dudes. There was a couple of those. And we also had to do it's called drown proofing. I think it's called drown proofing with the military. So I lifeguarded on base, and they do this training where they would line up all the trainees, the soldiers, and they'd have to jump in, and it's training. So if you get out at sea or whatever, you take off your pants and you use them around your neck to trap the air and create a flotation device. So they were training for that. They have to jump in the deep end, which was like 12 foot deep, I think. It was a pretty deep pool indoors, and they have to trap the air in their pants and like create a flotation device. Well, they would put 2 lifeguards in the deep end, and you just have to sit there, and we're floating, waiting on them to jump in, help them if they need it. And they said, all right, if you can swim, line up on this side of the pool. If you can't swim, line up on this side of the pool. And it was crazy how many people could not swim. And oh my gosh, that's how I learned to actually like real world practice there, to approach somebody who's drowning, because the women were the worst that couldn't swim. They would jump in and just start freaking out, and they're like clawing you. And I mean, it's like fight or flight, I guess, takes over. They're freaking out. And some of the dudes too. But they would freak out, and the women especially would just claw. Oh my God, I'd get scratched up, and it's like fight or flight. So if they're going to reach on for anything that's over top of the water surface, and if that's you, they're grabbing you, pushing you down. And so I learned I'd go under and then kind of swim around them, approach them from the back. I remember one guy was choking the hell out of me, and I learned, I had to kind of give him a little jab under the water just to get out of it.
God, you punched him?
I was like, yeah. And so then, that's how I learned. And I'd have to swim. You swim around. The way to approach somebody who's drowning is you swim around them if you don't want them to do that. And you approach them from the back. Yeah. But at the actual swimming pool too, that happened a number of times. Thankfully, I never do like any CPR or anything. I actually got to the point where, well, once I was the aquatics director and stuff of that indoor pool, I got certified and everything to teach and train lifeguards and do CPR training and all that stuff. So I did a little bit of that for a while too, and that way I could actually certify the lifeguards that I had working for me when I was there, which made things a lot easier. So I did that for a while until...
You were already dating then. You skipped way ahead. What was the second part of that question?
How did you recognize the need to start a YouTube channel? Did you see a gap you could fill?
He wanted tech products. He wanted to make his house smart. I'm just talking for you now. Is that why? Or did you see a gap? I don't think you saw a gap. I think you wanted to. You did?
I did, yeah. Yeah, you just didn't understand what the hell I was doing.
I thought you really just wanted to make the house smart. And then is that when you started trying to YouTube stuff and there was not much out there? Was it both?
So I started the YouTube channel. We'll skip ahead many years. So at this point, we had just moved into this house that we're in now, not too long prior. And I was doing a lot of freelance video editing and stuff like that. And I did a lot of video editing and things like multimedia work for my day job. But I always tried to make extra money, for bills and kids and all that stuff. So I'd always pretty much done freelance work. I was doing a lot of video editing, and I was doing some work for some other small YouTubers and stuff. No, probably nobody but I just kind of got tired of editing other people's stuff, and so that's why I started. I was like, I want to do my own channel. Yes, I'll lose a little bit of that freelance money, but I was like willing to I don't know. I was kind of delusional. Like I did not know how hard it would be. I didn't know anything like about doing a YouTube channel. I didn't know anybody in the business for a long time. Like nobody else I knew was creating content or doing that. So that was one reason why I started it. I was tired of editing other people's stuff, and I wanted to edit my own videos. I really enjoyed editing, so I wanted to do my own videos.
How'd you land on smart home though?
Yeah, so I started doing different things. So they're still up there. You can go back and see like some old vlogs and.
Oh, those were fun. I miss vlogs.
Yeah. So I started doing just different things because I just liked editing. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Another reason why I wanted to do it was to get better with the camera. So I'm always looking to try to improve, whatever my skills, my things that I like doing. And I did a lot of work post-production at my day job, but I never really did a whole lot of work with the cameras, certainly never in front of the camera. So I looked at that as something that I can improve on, and it's just a skill that I wanted to get better at. So I learned, started teaching myself a lot about how to, the cameras, how to use them and stuff. That was another reason why I want to start. And so I did, filmed a bunch of stuff. We did some vlogs and everything. I think like my first, review video was a light strip or something. It was terrible, but it's just what I enjoy doing. And then I was at the same time, cause we just bought this house, I started researching and looking into all this smart stuff. And it's something I really wanted to do, but I just found it so confusing. Like it was so confusing. And I think it might even be more confusing these days. I mean, it has not really gotten less confusing if you don't know anything about it, but I didn't know anything about it. All I knew is that I wanted to have smart lights and all this kind of stuff since we just had the new house. And I wanted to do specifically, I decided that I wanted to do the Apple ecosystem because we were an Apple household. We all use Apple products. I loved Apple stuff. And there was even less information at the time on like how to build a smart home specifically within the Apple ecosystem. And so that's why, so to that question, did you see a gap you could fill? Like, absolutely. At that time, there was pretty much like nobody that I knew of making smart home videos on YouTube specifically about Apple Home or Apple HomeKit or whatever, like exclusively. I mean, you might find some stuff here and there. A lot of people talking about Amazon's voice assistant or maybe even Google and stuff, but really nobody was doing that. And since then, there's been a bunch kind of come up, which is awesome to see. But yeah, at first, that was it. And then I thought too, like it'd be cool if I can get some free stuff.
Yeah, that was you were so excited. I think you got that light strip for free. Yeah. You were like tripping.
I was just, oh yeah, it was the coolest thing in the world. I think I sent like a couple of emails and I was like, holy shit, they're sending me a light strip.
Because I think free. I'd be like looking at you like,
yeah, you used to get pissed off because I want to buy like
that stuff was expensive.
Light strips and light bulbs and stuff. And yeah, we didn't have a lot of money.
Yeah, I'm like sitting here like, I want to go on a vacation. I don't care about this stupid ass light strip.
I was like, look, you don't have to. I got a free one.
I wonder if I believed you. Probably, I guess I did.
Yeah. So yeah, but no, I think there was definitely a need, especially at that time. And yeah, I mean, since then it's been kind of slow and steady growth. Never like the channel never really like blew up necessarily, but it's just been slow and steady ever since then, and there's been a lot more, it seems like, smart home content creators in general that focus primarily on smart home, which is awesome. And even more so, there's been a lot of those doing, with the focus on Apple HomeKit. So it's cool. There's something out there for everybody on YouTube.
For sure. I think it's like, my dad goes there and my boss, who are both in there,
on YouTube. Oh yeah.
Who are older. Awesome. And they they want to like learn to do something. They're on YouTube. Mm-hmm. I will not watch a how-to anything because that's like anti-directions. You can forget it.
Well, we got some more questions, but I think we'll want to save them to next week because we've been going for a while. I do want to hit the tech of the week real quick before we finish up here. So, what is your tech of the week first?
HomePods has saved me.
That you love?
In my bed rot.
Oh, look at there.
You know who? Turn on the fan. Turn off the fan. Turn on the headboard light. What's the weather today? Text Shane, do you think you could get me something to eat? Not that I got it.
You are not going to let this go, are you?
But yes, the HomePods. I use them every single day. Timers, weather.
So hold on.
Cooking.
Help me out here. This is coming from the same person who's always fussing about using.
She ignored me 3 times today. It took me 3 goes to get her to cut the fan off. She didn't even like not understand me, just completely ignore. Silence.
I've experienced that a few times lately too on the kitchen HomePod.
This was the bedroom and it's right on my nightstand. There's no excuse. She's right there. Yeah. And I'm right there. I'm speaking.
Okay, well, so not to get you on a rant, but you actually do love it.
Yeah, music, if you have people over, again, timer's my big thing because it doesn't stop until you stop it. Mm-hmm. Like the microwave beeps like twice and then it cuts off. Well, if there's chaos or a football game on, I'm not going to hear it.
Yeah.
By the way, go Cox. Football game today, But that's my tech of the week. I love HomePods. I love them so much.
Well, you'll be happy to know that there are rumors of new HomePods coming. Actually,
what's so great about them?
This podcast will be published on the morning of the next Apple event.
I doubt they're coming.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
It's rumors.
It'll be interesting.
But what makes them better?
No, it's definitely rumors. But there's rumors. Some people are saying that they're going to announce the new ones, and then I'm starting to think that it's not going to happen this September. But the new HomePod, the HomePod Mini was released back in 2020, I think. It's been a while. And the latest Apple TV, it's been 2022, I think, since the last model. So those are both, there's rumors that both of those will be updated. And I think they're probably waiting until there's supposed to be a real big update to Siri, Sally. Maybe we need to just call her Sally on the podcast so we don't
Okay.
set off everybody's thing.
I actually think it'd be fun to set off people's.
No, there's nothing more frustrating than watching a YouTube video. That's why I always blank it out in my videos. I can't stand it when I'm watching somebody's video and they say it and it sets off all of my smart speakers. But anyways, there's supposed to be some updates, improved Sally, and hopefully when we get new HomePods, it'll have this improved Sally, and
I hope
also
so.
your phones and everything else. And I think that's also why we've been seeing delays in their other smart home products that are rumored to come, like the screen and all that.
Well, you know,
stuff.
every time I say or call Macy,
Yep.
sorry if that sets your thing off.
Yep.
If I say, hey, and then her name or just her name,
Yep.
and it didn't do it in here, I'm shocked. Because there's a HomePod in here, but almost every time I call her name.
Yeah, it's like 50-50 for me. And you can actually, you may not know this because I haven't enabled it, but you can turn off the hey for
I knew
that.
that.
You didn't know that? Okay.
He gives me no credit.
Well, how would you know that?
Because you told me. And because you told me, I think when it happened, you were like, you don't have to say, hey, Sally anymore. You can just say Sally. You don't have to say the hey. You used to make fun of me. You don't have to say the hey. I still say the hey.
Well, I do too because of that. So I turned that off. So you do have to say it, I think, in our house now for our HomePods
I thought you did.
because of our daughter's name. It's so sensitive, you know.
But you know, when I call her, I always say,
hey, Macy. See, it probably
it didn't do it.
Probably triggered half of the
probably
audience's
unplugged it.
HomePods or their speakers.
So what's your tech of the week?
So my tech of the week, and I meant to mention this earlier, our plant is gone.
It was ugly on camera. I watched that back and did not like it at all.
So if you're just listening to this, we'll try to explain. Last week we had a plant here that I had picked up from Hobby Lobby.
On his own.
Yeah, picked it up, and it is now back at Hobby Lobby. I've returned it because Caroline watched back some of the episode and said she didn't like it. So now
That looks
back.
way cooler.
Yeah, I'm going to give this a tech win of the week because the wife actually said my RGB light right here, I'm holding this if you're just listening, is better than the plant. I couldn't believe it.
It is. It looks way cooler.
I feel like hell froze over. She picked RGB lighting over a plant.
Well, the plant was ugly.
It's amazing. But
that like a granny plant. And I am a granny. I know before you leave a comment.
Beat me to it. But this here is the Eve Flare. I'll pick it up and hold it so you guys can check it out a little bit. It's hard to, there you go. It has a little handle that you can flip it upside down. This thing is actually waterproof. This supports HomeKit over Thread, so it doesn't support Matter, unfortunately. It's just exclusively with Apple Home. But if you have an Apple Home setup with an Apple TV or HomePod, you can connect one of these and you can change all the colors. It's portable, waterproof. You can take these outside. We also have one downstairs, and sometimes I'll take it out on the back porch or wherever. Just really cool, like accent lighting. And it's, like I said, it's portable because it has battery built in, which is one of the very few battery-powered smart lights that support HomeKit, actually. There's not very many of them. But this one does, and you can change the colors here too, like manually by clicking the button, or you can do it in the app.
Ooh, I think we should keep it pink.
Keep it pink. Oh, it's already back blue. Sorry.
Blue balls. Sorry.
Yep.
It is. That's what he said. Sorry, that was too damn funny.
But yeah, another cool thing about this is that it charges wirelessly. So you just put it on the base. So I keep the base here, and I actually use the same one in my YouTube videos. It's in the background, and it sits on the base where it charges. And then when you want to move it around, like we did today, you just pick it up, move it around. So I'm going to give it today's tech of the week to the Eve Flare because it's actually wife approved.
Yes, it is.
I'm shocked.
That comment that just flustered you was payback for all the You've been close this week.
The blue balls.
And last week you did it.
I did.
Yes. Just love me.
I do.
Aww, come give me a kiss.
No, I can't get too close just yet. I am ready for you to get over this
You're gonna
illness.
be gone so long.
I am. But by the time you guys are watching this, I'll be getting back and you'll be happy.
And I'll be taking care of him. Do you need any soup? Oh, do you
Hey, where do
need
you think I'm
any
gonna get sick?
Advil?
Let's put a bet on it.
Aoife, you're going to start feeling bad there, I think. You're there so long. You're going to be there so many days. It's like longer than CES, obviously. It's like further to
I don't think
travel.
it's quite as big as CES though.
Yeah, but it's like 6th season, like, you know, the vid's going around. This felt like the flu because the vid never really affected me like really bad.
Mm.
This felt like the flu.
Mm-hmm. Well, if I get it when I get back, I know I'll be well taken care of, at least.
Yeah.
I just want to get through these
I
flights.
don't know. I might leave you in there. Like, I might just do it.
Just leave me with Sally.
That might help you on your journey.
To self-improve.
Yeah, to see what it feels like to just, you know, thirst, hungry. You feel so
There was
bad.
a time where you weren't taking care of me. I still remember
When?
when I was
I used
20.
to bring you, oh yeah? I used to bring you IHOP to your house and drop it off on your porch before I went to work. I did that several times.
You are a very thoughtful person.
I did.
And I do appreciate it.
So I have been taking care of you since you were 21.
Yeah, I know. But there was a time before that where you didn't. That's all I was
Yeah.
saying. It's a
Your
couple.
other, did your other girlfriend take
There's
care
a
of
few
you?
years in there.
Did she take care of you? Was she nurturing?
I don't know. We're not going to talk about old girlfriends. Let's end this one. We've been going on for a while. You guys, thanks so much for watching. Thanks to Caroline for hanging in there today.
I feel horrible. I'm sorry. If I have RBF, I genuinely feel like a shit sandwich for real. I feel so bad. And I'm sorry if I'm mouth breathing.
Yeah, you are mouth breathing.
I'm
Hopefully
sorry.
next week you'll be feeling better and I won't be doing the mouth breathing.
Can you edit it out if I do sound like Darth Vader?
In some of it, but in some of it,
Oh.
well, we're just screwed.
Dang it.
Sorry.
Sorry, guys.
So get better.
Yep.
All right, we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching. Also, thanks again to Aqara for sponsoring. Check out links and discount codes down below. See you guys next week.